How's it going, everybody? MrYourWilly here for another episode of Better Than Wolves. Sorry this took so long to produce. I was going to have this up earlier today, but I had some difficulties updating it. I'm actually updated now to the most recent version of Better Than Wolves and Camera Studios and all that. I'm using now 1.4.7 for my Better Than Wolves series. So if you download any world files from here on, make sure you download at least 1.4.7 because that's the version I'm running at this moment. Some updates I want to go over for it. They added in mutton, which I believe is dropped by sheep, and you can cook them into cooked mutton and turn it into tello as well. And you guys, I think, saw me make tello using my little cook fire in the side with the bellows underneath. Also, they added in hardcore beacons, which is like, the normal vanilla beacons. It's now in hardcore mode, so there's like different abilities it'll do, and it has a little bit extra stuff for that, but because I haven't crafted one, I won't be showing you guys. Eventually I might craft a beacon and I'll show you guys what kind of abilities it has. But he added a hardcore beacon mode. He also added in where shears with silk touch will be able to harvest webs. That was rumored to be able to be allowed in vanilla Minecraft, but he actually added it in, so it does work in Better Than Wolves. I don't know if it works in vanilla Minecraft, but I'm assuming not, seeing as he added it in the 1.4.7 update, not the 1.4.6. He also added the ability to do some more with sandstone. Now you can do sidings and moldings and columns and all that, so you can do corners and sidings now with it. The hibachi, he changed the way the hibachi determines if a block above it should be incinerated when it is lit, so that is more consistent and logical. Not exactly sure how that works, but I want to mess around with that. Hopefully my home over here isn't catching on fire. So let's quickly check that over, because it does have a hibachi underneath it, and because he changed the way it interacts with fire, it doesn't look like my house is on fire yet, so that's good. Yeah, nothing's burning or anything, so positive aspects already. He changed the way hardcore bucket so that vanilla dispensers can dispense and retrieve water buckets in the end dimension. He fixed problems with shears taking longer to collect wool slabs instead of wool blocks. If you guys don't know, you can make wool slabs as well. And this was actually taking longer to harvest than the blocks themselves. He's fixed that now, so they work the same speed. He fixed a lot of bugs with not only his mod, but also vanilla, like crashed a single player bug where a player with an anvil GUI open and another player destroys the, not single player, multiplayer, and another player destroys the anvil, it would crash. Things like that he fixed. Fixed problems with various crops like wheat, potatoes, and carrots displayed when growing in a planter. So that's one of the bugs that he fixed for his mod, because like the planter was having issues with certain plants apparently. So that's all working and all that. Looks like this, because it has first stage now, doesn't have any bone meal booster on it. So I'm just gonna use up the remaining bone meal I have ground up, and I'll put some more in the millstone in a bit. Let's see if there's anything else that's been really fixed. A vanilla problem where beacon blocks would not drop their inventory if the block was destroyed. Fixed some issues with hardcore spawning if you had that enabled, which I don't believe I have it enabled, even though I can't like sleep in the bed. That's different than the hardcore spawning. That's more made for like adventure map, like, or PvP type map makers. And all that should be correct. Fix a vanilla problem where the player would get stuck on chests when passing besides them, as it was friggin' annoying, and that's exactly how it's written there. But yeah, there's some bugs. I never had it happen to me, but certain bugs, or people would get like stuck next to a chest and like it would freak out. but that's been fixed on his version. So anyways, today we're going to do a speed build. So I don't know exactly how long this episode will be, because I worked very hard last night figuring out exactly what I wanted to do the speed build on, and got a good design going and all of that. So first off, if you guys kind of remember this recipe, but I did at the very beginning, I should have more hemp fibers. Thought I had at least 3 more, but I'll quickly grind. Actually, heck, I'll just grind all of them but one, just to make it easier. Running, and I shall be back after the grinding. Alright, I just ground up one more. I thought I had enough, but I was 1 short, but at least it's easy. I had enough hemp left over. But anyways, that makes fabric, and fabric in this pattern with actually wooden blocks underneath is one way of doing it. But using the moldings is a cheaper recipe, because you get a lot more molding per wooden block, obviously, because 1 wooden block gives you 2 wooden sidings, and 2 wooden sidings will give you 4 moldings. So 1 block instead of 3 blocks will give you plenty, and you actually even have 1 molding left over, and that'll give you a sail. Now, if you guys don't remember the windmill recipe, that is it. And so you see I have enough to make 2 windmills, but I'm not actually going to make 2 windmills. I'm actually going to make a vertical windmill, which costs obviously twice the price of a normal windmill, so it's not something you want to do right in the beginning of the game. If you're wanting a windmill and you think the vertical one looks awesome, that is cool, but this is going to be a much more costly recipe for you guys. So it's easier doing the first windmill before a vertical windmill. So I'm going to put that in the side here. And I also need, I don't know why I have 2 different places for that. That's kind of weird. I also going to need 1 of you. And probably we'll take, now I'll leave you. I think I grabbed enough for what I need. Because obviously building this in a creative world, I was able to, I was able to count how much I was going to need of my certain blocks and things like that. Oh, sweet, I actually had some roses here. And of course, you need to grind them up in the millstone. I keep forgetting that anything that's like turns things into like a powdery form or a ground up form of it, you always need the millstone. By the way, I did fix the windmill here. It rained in the other episode, which broke the gearbox up top. So I fixed that, and all the extra hemp is down here. So let me just quickly grab this. I need at least 4, so I think 2 roses should be enough, because each one gives me 2. So I only really needed 1.5 roses, but you can't really take half of a rose, sadly. Would that be funny? Half a rose. It looks like it's turning nighttime, and I don't even know how that creeper spawned so early in the night. Maybe it came from the cave. But I'm going to quickly go to the house and call it a night. So let's just quickly do that. And then, oh, morning time. I really wish I didn't have to do that. I really wish I could just turn off that bed thing. Okay, I think that's everything. That should be up. I also want, let me think. Did I need? Yes. There's one more thing I do need, and pick that up. 1, 2, 3. If you take 3 stone, and I did show you kind of this recipe, but I never used it, but I will be using it this one. That obviously makes slabs, but if you put iron ingot on top, that will make an anchor. So I need that as well. And actually I will take the rope, because even though I think I have enough, I probably am short by like 1 or 2. Creeper. That thing's just gonna follow me, isn't it? I don't know why the creepers are like acting up and like being in the ground. It's really weird. But they've been doing that lately. Certain monsters are like halfway in the ground. Alright. This I really need to wall off. Or have a way of turning it on and off. Go away, zombie! Go away! Gah! Anyways, as you can see, I did remove this gateway that was here, the duplicate, because I actually needed that material, and I guess having an extra piece of dirt's not the end of the world. And as you can see, I have a pathway here. I hear a ghast already. Ghasts have been plaguing me like all day while I was getting this ready. Zombie pigman. And as you can see, here is a few landmarks that I put up for the speed build. I'm not going to open this chest yet, but here is all of my crafting, or the recipes that I needed for. Please do not blow up the stuff that I just made. I don't even know where the thing is. I'm gonna quickly kill this thing, see if I can get some magma cream. Whoa! Get over here. I don't want you dropping the magma cream in the lava. There's some magma cream. For those of you who saw me trying to get magma cream before, I actually had somebody comment, I don't think they drop magma cream. They do drop magma cream. But it's probably because it's such a rare drop. As you saw, I killed quite a few. I only got one. It's unlike slime that you pretty much get like a ton of slime balls from a slime. But you can get magma cream from the magma slime. It's just a rare drop. Anyways, I'm going to do the speed build, which means I'm going to do it in peaceful just because it's just going to make the speed build go a lot quicker and a lot smoother. And hopefully you guys enjoy. And I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright everyone, I hope you guys enjoyed the speed build. It's kind of hard to do angles because these walls kind of get in the way. So I did a few circular angles at higher, so hopefully you guys were able to see it alright. I also did some interior ones. I didn't obviously place any of the custom blocks, but these slabs and like the roof and all that, hopefully you guys were able to see that alright. I won't know until after I'm done with this recording to actually really look at it and all that. But hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Don't know how well you saw it, but I put some steps back here and kind of this curved pattern leaving an opening, and that's actually for a very specific reason. Because I'm going to now add in some of these some of the modded items here. So first things first. We want some gearboxes, we want some axles, and I know I have two separate things of axles, that's for a reason. And then I want this, so let me do that, and I also want this and this on me. That should be fine for now. So first off, this is my, obviously, Nether windmill. Why do I need a Nether windmill? Well, I'm going to be grinding up a lot of netherrack and turning it into soul urns for not only concrete, but also there's a lot of other items that use these soul urns. And also, you know, getting the Hellfire for Hibachis, things like that, the Hellfire bricks or whatever they are. So I'm going to need a lot of ground netherrack, and it's kind of annoying to get it here, go home, grind it, then, you know, smelt it, all that stuff there. So I'd prefer just grinding it and getting the raw materials here, because then it can grind while I'm gathering more. It's just going to be more easier, more efficient. And, you know, it's just nice to have something in the nether, some more power, it's like actual mechanical power in the nether. Now, obviously, we can't put water in the nether, so as you can see, there's no water next to where I'm going to put a millstone. But, you know, that's alright, because I have enough area. I'll just, like, kind of hop around and collect it, and items do stay, you know, active for about 5 minutes. So you don't have to really worry much about anything like that. So first things first, let's get some mechanical power started. Obviously, you want to have this facing up. Another thing, we want an easier way of getting up and down than obviously this. And you know, ladders could work and all that. But I actually want to show you guys the anchor block. Anchor block was that, you know, iron on top of some smooth stone. And if you click it with rope gets added to it. And the cool thing is here, I'm going to just clear some of that out. If you click the anchor, more rope will be added to the end. So it's a very quick and easy way to make a pathway down a cliffside. So maybe you're exploring a cavern or something. This is a very good way of using it to get up and down. And also, you know, it's another way of doing it, because like right here, you know, I couldn't put ladders there, so I'd have to build out the blocks here, which kind of destroys the circular look of this, and I don't want to do that. So rope doesn't actually have to be on anything. It can be just, you know, obviously hanging down, and you just climb it just like you would a ladder, and if you hold shift, you'll stay just like you would with a ladder. So everything pretty much acts like a ladder, other than the fact that, you know, it doesn't have to connect to a wall or anything, because it's being suspended from this. And if I destroy this, all the rope will just fall down and I can collect it later. Or I can actually break the rope individually or at any segment in here too. So we want, you know, I believe 2 should be good. And then we need a windmill here. So the windmill needs 7 axles, the vertical one, to work. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And this is gonna hurt a bit, but that's okay. And then I'm gonna put the vertical windmill on the 3rd one here, because obviously, you know, 2 spaces and then a 3rd one. I could put it up here, but that's a little too high. I want it to be very close to the top here, but not so close that I won't be able to move. So if I put it on the 2nd one here, that's like right where my head is. So I wouldn't be able to move because of the collision box. So 3 up. I'm going to put this vertical windmill, and as you can see, you know, it goes right up to the top because of the 7, and, you know, as you saw, if you hit it, you can break it off. And now you can see mechanical power moving down. Vertical windmills are the only windmills that receive mechanical power in the nether. Before, you could use the normal horizontal ones, but they added in the vertical windmills and removed the ability for the horizontal style to work in the nether, because the vertical ones are meant to be worked in the nether. So basically you need these, and I also forgot one thing for that, but before I do, I want some mechanical power here, and then let's do 1, 2, I want 3, I know I need some mechanical power there, so 1, 2, 3, let's see what we got for this. 1, 2, 3, if I put a block here, then I won't be able to put a block there. I know I need to put a hole somewhere, not here. Oops. I should probably collect that nether brick. Thought it fell inside, but fell outside. Anyways, so that's not where I want to put it. I want to put it there. So let's take that off, and axes are the easiest way to remove the axles, because they're made out of wood, obviously. So it must be here then that I need to poke my yeah, there we are. So in here, as you can see, I'm using half slabs, and there's actually better than wolves actually makes it so mobs will only spawn on netherrack bricks, or you know, anything that's normally in the nether. So netherrack bricks and netherrack they'll spawn on. So to prevent them from spawning on this stuff, you can put any normal overworld block on top, and it will prevent them from spawning. So here I have a whole bunch of slabs. I could put double slabs to make it a full, you know, brick, but I want to save the extra. I'm actually going to put a layer here to once again prevent pigmen from spawning on top of, you know, these blocks, because that's definitely not what we want. And because we have the half block here, we need the gearbox to be pretty much like right there. So if I put, I'm gonna have to break this just to get in and out, but that's fine. So we want the gearbox to kind of be like right in here for the height. So if we put a gearbox there, that should give me the height I need. Obviously we want this thing to face upwards, so let's rotate that way. There we go. And then we want to, come on. I know you're like a half block, but seriously. There we go. Now we want at least one here. So we should be able to put a gearbox there and a gearbox here and an axle in between. So there, and an axle. And obviously you want to rotate these guys upwards because that's where the mechanical power is. 1, 2, 3. There we go. So mechanical power is now moving all the way down here to that gearbox, which is perfect. And hopefully we have enough. Let's see, 1, 2. I wonder if I could remove one of these. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Wait, 1, 2, 3. Gearbox. Yeah, I don't need this gearbox. There we go. That should be fine. That saves me an extra gearbox. So I'm gonna need a lot of gearboxes to go this direction. One will be here, and obviously we'll have that face upwards. So we'll have another gearbox here because we need to get it to face into this direction. And then 1, 2, 3 gearbox. 1, 2, 3 gearbox. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Now we could make this flush with the wall if we wanted to, but the thing is then we need an extra gearbox, and this is already relatively perfect the way it is. We'll see if we have an extra gearbox left over, but I mean, nobody's really gonna come up here, so no one's ever gonna notice that that's missing. I wonder if I can even, nope, I need that to be nether brick. I was wondering if I could replace that one with something else so that I didn't have to worry about things going down. But anyways, put the 2 axles here, and that's where my, I don't have my millstone, but that's where the millstone will be when I grab it. Now here we're going to have an item, and we need an axle there, and I'm short a few axles, but I actually do have an extra gearbox, but I'm gonna save that. Like I said, that doesn't need to be flush. The only time you're ever going to see it is when you climb up and down here, and you can see all the gearboxes anyways. So I'm not going to make that flush. I'm going to save this gearbox, and I'm going to actually give myself another axle, and I'll just craft one when I get back to the main house, because that's going to be quite a walk all the way just to get an extra axle. But that's okay. So we should have all this. Let me grab the other items. I don't need that block. We don't need that block anymore. And then this needs to be facing upwards. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. And this should have mechanical power. We'll find out in a sec. So I am short an axle, so let me just GM myself a axle just to make the trip, like I said, quicker. I was apparently 1 short and 1 extra in a gearbox, so I must have like switched the numbers around or something like that, and had some extra rope. But that's the rope that I brought from the house because I wasn't sure if I had enough or not. Looks like I did. So I need this, this, and this. First, we'll put this and this in, and then this. So get in there. So the hopper goes right to where the mechanical power is. We put the soul sand because, like I said, we're going to use this for netherrack. Now the nice thing is I should just be able to like look kind of around where that corner is and toss soul sand in and relatively not miss it. And as you can see, it kind of got in there. Sometimes, you know, I'll miss, like I'll toss in here, I'll just toss in the whole stack or whatever. Look right there, and there we go. See, it's pretty easy to like make it in, hence that's why I have the extra little step. And then anything that falls down there I'll be able to pick up because I'm within pretty much a 1 block radius of it. So let's get that one axle in. There we go, mechanical power going all the way through. You can even see it by the gear being right there. So perfect, we don't have to worry about anything horrible happening because we don't have mechanical power to the hopper. And now we can put the millstone here, and the millstone will get some power too. Let's go ahead and test this out for the heck of it. Let's do 3 bars, so that would be, that's perfect. I didn't even know I had enough. So yeah, it's gonna be really noisy, but I'm gonna be going up here, so you shouldn't have to hear it. There we go. And now we got my ink sac and the red rose. Now if you don't remember, you can actually dye this, so I just hit it with the ink sac. There you go. So it's black, red, black, and it goes in a kind of a counterclockwise manner and when the coloring, and because there is 8 fans, that's why I had 8 colors, 4 of each. You can color this any combo you want. You can even make it the rainbow if you want, 1 of every color. Obviously, you need 2 of these because there's 16 colors in Minecraft. But, you know, you can make it whatever you want. I felt black and red's kind of a nethery, you know, fire and obsidian and really dark color. So it really works well for the coloration. And there we go. So I'm picking some of the stuff up. Like I said, it takes 5 minutes for the stuff to despawn, so I don't have to really worry. As long as I'm within the area, and I'll probably just like kind of, you know, mine some netherrack around here and go in and, you know, collect it that way. There's another thing I can do to kind of prevent me from losing any, and I will do that next episode probably, or the episode after that, just like show it off. Actually, it probably won't be next episode, but it'll be a little bit later on in the season. I might replace that with a better collection system. But I will show you guys what that is later. And I think I almost have enough now. There we go, we got 8. So now that we have 8, we can, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now normally 1 more than this would blow it up, but because it's powered, it doesn't have any issues with blowing up, and I can just keep, you know, collecting it. Going back here, collecting some more netherrack, going over here, and tossing the netherrack into here. If I had an urn underneath, I can make soul urns, which is the more efficient way of doing it, is making hellfire and soul urns at the same time, because of the whole fact that, you know, you use ground netherrack for both of them. The only difference is there an urn underneath or not. We'll make soul urns. So anyways, I'm going to just collect, oops. Stop this guy from running. There we go. And that's the end of the episode. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed my build. Let's actually view it from a higher point of view. I think that turned out quite well. Either way, like, comment, and subscribe to join the epicness. This is MrYourWilly signing off. Adios.
Trouble!